I am a whore. I am a prostitute. How does this feel? And by the way that it feels within your body, you know the level of resistance that you have. So there is this complex in humanity, in society, in mankind, in women and in men, which is called the Madonna-Whore Complex or the Lilith-complex. And this simply says that humanity believes that there is a separation between these two qualities or archetypes, that a woman can only be either the Madonna, the Holy Mother, and completely embody these archetypes and the qualities of this giving, loving, sharing, and divinely aspect of the mother, or she embodies the archetype of the prostitute, of the whore, of the sinful one, of the sinner. Clearly here is the sinner and here is the Holy One. And it is a huge challenge and the root cause of so many problems for men and for women to believe in this complex and in this division. So clearly this is a division of what? It's a division of one aspect that actually lives within every woman. So every woman actually inhabits the aspect of the Madonna, of the Holy One, and she also has access to the whore aspect, to the prostitute. Now, society and religion taught us and want us to believe that the one is the sinner and the bad one, and the other one is the good one, the holy one, and the one to be strived for. Now, what happens when humanity believes in these things like good and bad is that there is being created an internal division, because it's an untruth. We always have all aspects that there are in existence. And if we allow ourselves to live them and to express them, we would actually become really wholeness. And we would really embody our divine self, which has all of it, the darkness and the light. So I would like to ask you, or you reflect for yourself, what archetype as a woman are you feeling more drawn to? Would you say that you embody the archetype of the Madonna, of the one who can... The qualities of the Madonna are also to create a huge amount of intimacy, to be capable to really expand on your heart level and to share your love, to create intimate spaces with yourself and with others, to give love, to be really on the heart level, to be devoted towards love in a way that does not necessarily encompass physical touch. It does not encompass sexuality. Or are you feeling more drawn to the whore archetype, who loves to explore love and sensuality through sexuality, actually? And one aspect is also that the whore archetype is connected to qualities that are in opposite to the giving and the devotion of the Madonna. The whore archetype has a lot of from this badass vibe. So she is more also like a rebel. When we go into the embodiment process of the archetypes so that we become more whole, as I teach this in the mentoring program or in my course, then we start to embody the qualities of the whore, which are connected towards a sense of she doesn't care a lot. She does not conform to rules. She truly doesn't give a fuck for what others think or say about her. Which is also a way how we come into balance, actually. Because only the Madonna archetype, she is very obedient. And there is a kind of obedience that is very unhealthy, because she simply, this aspect, if it is unembodied, simply follows rules that are necessarily aligned with her wild and feminine nature. And your wild and feminine nature is fucking rebellious, says no. She has also this masculine aspect that can put and set boundaries. So, and these kind of women have very often and still are depicted or betitled as bitches, and they have a very negative aspect onto them. Society says that they have. When in truth, if we allow this and we embody this and we say yes to this archetype of the whore, for example, we can actually become very sovereign within our bodies and in connection to sexuality. Because again, the whore, the Madonna archetype, she lives her intimacy and the love on a more etherical level, if you will, on a heart space level. There can be physical touch, but it's not sexual. So she has this transpersonal love that is emanating out of her, which is beautiful. But if we only take this etheric love, this divine love, although everything is divine love, then we miss the aspect of being human. And there we again come to the teachings of that Eros has a ethereal aspect to it and a physical aspect. And this is very beautifully shown in the archetypes of the Madonna and the whore. So again, I'm inviting you as a woman to check with yourself, what archetype are you actually feeling attracted towards, and what archetype do you despise? This is very interesting, because this is how you can find out what archetype is calling you to be embraced, loved, integrated, and embodied. Why? So that you can come into your wholeness. Because for you to come into your wholeness, you require both archetypes. Otherwise, you will be out of balance and you will just play the devoted, the very spiritual woman, for example, or devoted to religion, to rules, to dogmas. Maybe you say yes, you think you believe in good and evil, you are actually feeling disconnected from your sexuality, you don't really allow yourself to feel the sensual erotic stream within your body. You're feeling a lot of shame regarding your sexuality. You may believe that there is something sinful about sexuality, masturbation, etc. And for you, the invitation is to go towards the archetype of the Madonna and the whore, and to allow this archetype to live and breathe and move through you. Because then you actually enter the space of your sensual sovereignty, as I call it. So you are really conscious about the sexual energy stream, and life is all but sexual energy. Just being expressed in a human body, or whatever kind of body, or whatever kind of creature of being. And when you become so conscious about this, meaning your connection to spirituality, and that you allow the sexual stream to come home to you, then you enter the space of being in your sovereign and sexual self. And for most women, it is easier to enter into that space when you go then to the complete opposite, which would be the bitch, the whore, the prostitute, and here's the holy one. And then you come into your balance. You feeling me? When you are too much in the one side, then we require sometimes the other opposite to come back into our balance again. So what I'm inviting you in is to feel into these qualities of the whore, for example, yes, how she likes to play with her sexuality, that she actually loves to touch her body. And, to play a little bit with this bitchy, what you feel as bitchy attitude. Oh yes, now I know what I was talking about previously. I just forgot. I lost the line. I lost the red line. I'm so lit up by my Kundalini. It's just fucking my brain. Let's get back to the Madonna. Oh, you see, the whore just got hold onto me. Let's get back into alignment, shall we? So when you feel into what archetype is resonating with you, or to what archetype you are feeling resistance, this is the invitation to become more familiar with the archetype. And as I said, for example, if you feel resistant to this, Madonna, saintly goodliness and creating intimacy through the heart, then the invitation is clearly to focus more on your heart expansion. And when you get into contact with people, to focus more onto their eyes and the aspect of and the level of the heart. And this is also actually where we again enter like the tantric level. A lot of people think Tantra is only about sex. I don't know how this could be even possible, because of the aspect that Tantra is actually like it's mirroring a grid that is being made up of all the things, the feelings, the desires, the emotions that are rampant in every moment that are coming up. And our invitation is to wave them all into this present moment. This has nothing to do with actually being also in any kind of movement, if you will. It's the simple capability of creating intimacy, which you do through your eyes, which you do by dropping completely into your body. So if you want to embody more the Madonna archetype, I invite you to practice this with someone by really retaining from any physical touch. If you feel that you are very much in the physical realms, then to expand your capability of creating intimacy with the other on solely the heart level, which you would then truly exercise when you sit with someone, when you Skype with someone, when you have a call with someone, when you meet anyone. You can learn and exercise creating intimacy in these spaces. And if you, for example, feel resistance to the Madonna, to the whore archetype, and you have a lot of judgment, which a lot of women simply have, and excusez-moi. So if you're feeling resistance to the whore archetype, which a lot of women surely have, and the way that you can check up on this is if you would now say or declare, I am a whore. Try saying this. I am a whore. I am a prostitute. How does this feel? And by the way that it feels within your body, you know the level of resistance that you have. You check within your body if it's like a pain in your gut, or you want to vomit, or you feel, some kind of guilt. Then you know that there are beliefs within your body that want to come up and that want to be transformed. and dissolved, because there is no truth within that. And the truth of the matter is that we are all of this. And if you can say, yeah, well, if you feel, yes, I am also, I have aspects of a whore. Fuck, yes, I do have. Oh my God. And if you can say yes to this aspect of yourself, congrats. Truly congratulations. Because you own this aspect. And this is just going to contribute to your whole expression of your divine self. And in the same way, how do you feel about saying, I love creating intimacy with people. I am a Madonna. I am the Holy Mother. And then again, you feel into your body and you see what kind of resistance or is resistance coming up for you. And here is another invitation for the man to check in and to reflect what is going on. Because a lot of this complex is being perpetuated a lot by the unwillingness of man to resolve it within themselves. Now, guess who has been the first woman in a man's life? Right, the mother. And it is all connected to the relationship a man has to his own mother. Now, if you are a man, I invite you to check in with yourself, or if you're a woman, you want to do this with your partner, boyfriend, husband, whomever, then check in with yourself if you can imagine both archetypes, the Madonna and the whore, to live within your mother. That's horror, right? But you as a woman can also imagine this. Can you imagine your own mother embodying both archetypes, like the Madonna and the whore? And for a lot of men, this is mostly the very difficult part, to accept that their mother is having sex. And this is where this hard split is. And again, to the degree that you feel pain or resistance to what I just said, you know how screwed something is within you, how distorted it is from truth, how manipulated it was from the beginning. And this is where the healing actually happens, when we can allow these archetypes to be present within our own mothers. Now, this aspect of the whore has a very, let's say, egoistic aspect to her. Oh, she's such a selfish bitch. She loves pleasure so much. She loves sex. She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't care. The aspect of the Holy Madonna and the Holy Mother is that of a selfless mother who is pouring out her love to the children. She has no needs. Your mother has no needs. She just wants to give love, right? Like the universal mother is. Universal mother, God creatrix, she has no needs. She is just outpouring her love to us because she is the source of all existence. And we hope and we expect that our own mothers do the same for us. So she is not allowed to be the bitch, the whore, to have sex, to have desires. Ooh. So our invitation is to now, as adults, to allow our own mothers to fulfill their desires, to have the desires, to forgive them that they ever had selfish desires, because this whole complex, the Lilith complex, has been created because the woman is not allowing herself to have her desires fulfilled, because that would be so ungodly, so unholy. She should be so selfless and just giving and outpouring and thinking only of her children. And if she does not do this, she's being demonized. She's being outcast. She's being punished. So a really great thing that you can do is to check with yourself and to see, how do you feel about your own mother, embodying both archetypes? How do you feel about yourself, embodying both archetypes? How do you feel about your girlfriend, your wife, embodying both archetypes? By the way that you feel, no matter what gender you are, you will realize and see where you're actually at. So I invite you to bring those aspects together and to really own them, to embody them, and to enjoy life in its wholeness. Actually, you are both aspects, and it is my prayer that they come together for all of us, and that we dissolve the split, that we dissolve this complex, and allow that what was already always one comes back into unity, so we may sing the one song. Oh, there is a beautiful song. I was actually wanting to put it over here, but because of licensing, etc., it's from Cyndi Lauper, and I invite you to listen to it. It's called Madonna-Whore. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your embodiment.